Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this show today. Now, in today's episode, we have another keep or cancel decision. We don't do these often, only when the choice is difficult. And this time around, it's the American Express Business Platinum card that is getting the axe. And I know you're saying, of course, you canceled it, you idiot. You hate the Platinum card. You hate the Amex cards. True, but I canceled it, but it wasn't for a reason I thought it was going to be when I set out with the card, so I think it's worth a conversation. So let's break down why I canceled what I truly believe is the best version of the Platinum cards. Of course, if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, really quick, so we're all talking the same language if you're new here. A keep or cancel decision is primarily on cards with annual fees, and boy, does the Business Platinum have one at about $700, $695 to be exact. And the reason being is because in year now you've done it, you've signed up for the intro offer. In my case, I got the 200,000 membership reward point intro offer for 15 grand in spend a year ago. And then in year number two, with no intro offer, you have to decide, do you want to keep it or cancel it? Now, I used to do a lot more of these, and then I really stopped doing keep or cancel decisions because for the most part, you know where I'm going to land. You know, I also canceled my US Bank Altitude Power card, my Altitude Leverage or my Leverage card, my Business Gold card. You knew I was going to cancel all those, right? So what's the point of really talking about it? However, if there's an interesting decision, strategy like a Sapphire Preferred product change, something like that, I'll talk about it, and this one I think is worth a conversation. So yes, I had the Business Platinum. As I said, that was the intro offer I got, 200,000 MR points. I did cash them out at 1 cent per point to my business account, business checking account. I'll make a video on that in the future for sure. But I did cancel it, as you can see right here. And it's interesting because originally I thought I would cancel this card because I really detest, despise, hate the coupon book strategy. And we'll take a look at the cards in a second. But essentially, American Express on their core cards, green, gold, platinum on both personal and business, as you know, they add a bunch of credits to the card, and that's how you offset the lofty annual fees. And then you get to take advantage of the benefits, alleged benefits. And so originally I thought I would cancel it because the coupon book was just so annoying. Because I've had the personal platinum and the business gold and the personal gold and I don't really care for the credits. But the credits weren't actually that bad on the Business Platinum and it didn't annoy me nearly as much. I canceled it because what I would say is value is not supported. And value not supported is a term from my days on the mortgage desk where basically if your appraisal came in low or technically accurate if you ask the appraiser, but less than the purchase price, they'd say value is not supported, which is a really nice way of saying your house ain't worth that much, so go back and lower the price or kick in some seller concessions or the deal is dead. So the value, the $700 proposition to the Business Platinum card, while much easier to offset than I originally thought, it's still not worth it. The value side of it being the benefits, in my opinion, isn't supported. So let's get into that. You can let me know down below. But I really don't intend this to be I hate the Business Platinum, because I do think the Business Platinum is the best version. I'm actually convinced now it is the best version of the Platinum card, and you know, I did think about keeping it, honestly. So here you go. Let's take a look at the card now, and I will kind of break it down. The card comes out into two sections, so three really. So you've got, you know, the multipliers, which is just 5x flights, 5x flights, and then you've got the 1.5 business category, purchases over 5,000. One back, everything else. The hotels I don't really count. You're supposed to go through Amex Travel, which is meh. And then you've got your credits and your benefits. So if we run through these easily or quickly here, you know, the $400 Dell credit breaks down to $200, you know, annually, or $200, you know, the first 6 months, $200 the second half of the year. Indeed credit, didn't use it all. Wireless credit is $10 a month. Adobe credit, Creative, didn't use it. $200 airline credit, we'll talk about it. Clear membership, and the Hilton credit is pretty new. So we'll pause there and we'll come back to the benefits. So the coupons, easy enough. The cell phone one I did use for my phone and internet is through Verizon. So when I'd go in to make my payment, I would pay $10 on the Business Platinum and then the rest of it on the Chasing Cash for 5%. Easy enough there, face value. The airline credit, while is annoying, I fly Delta and the additional charge trick still works where you pay most of the charge for the gift card. And then if you can get it under $250, $200, you pay with your platinum, it will trigger the $200 credit. Annoying, but you only have to do it once, so fine, face value there, easy enough. I don't have Clear. I did have Clear at one point. I did it for a video years ago when I had the personal platinum. But you know, it's fine. Like if you wanted to tell me you valued Clear, then that I would believe you, not a big deal. Indeed doesn't help most of us at all. The Adobe credit should be more helpful, but when I understand it from folks who use the Adobe suite of products for like editing videos and photographs and stuff. That stuff doesn't code for whatever reason. I'm a Final Cut person anyway, so like whatever. The Dell credit, easy enough to use. Granted, Dell's online store did kind of get just totally gutted. They used to sell a lot more things. They did have I was buying an external SSD with a little Samsung T whatever 7s for just to use as my whatever Apple calls it, your basically your backups. I make a weekly backup to it, right? Anyhow, time machine, that's what they call it. So they sold one, so easy enough. I used it for that. I didn't use it the second year. I wasn't going to force it. I probably could have, but I wasn't really going to force it. And the game changer one was the Hilton credit. Now the Hilton credit, I know people say don't talk about this, but they have to know. They added a Hilton credit in Q4 2024. And it works like the Hilton Aspire one, where you can go to like HiltonGiftCards.com or something and you can buy gift cards. In fact, I did buy one. It's funny, they ran out of gift cards. Just I don't know, I show people some stuff just so you believe I did it, since I'm heavily cash back. But it's got the number on it. But yeah, see, I bought a Hilton gift card. They mail you the physical one for whatever reason, but it works. So you do have to pay $1.50 for shipping, but it works. And they ran out of physical gift cards for a time, so I didn't get a second one, but that was a game changer credit for me, I think, as well. So all of those, to sum that up, and I'm speeding through it because we've been talking about this card for years, so we don't need to belabor the points here. Most of those credits are actually usable. And I think, when I was thinking about it, the main difference is that the personal platinum, which I've had, those credits are more so monthly. Because if we switch to that one, again, we're not here to review it, but if we switch to the personal platinum, your Uber Cash credit is, once per month, use it or lose it. I tend to hate those. Your digital entertainment credit is once per month. Some of these are a little bit easier, right? But then some of these other credits are super niche, like Equinox. There's an Equinox in my state, but I don't live by it because I wouldn't really use it. Hotel collection is nice. You got the Saks credit, which isn't that great. Stuff at Saks is overpriced. You're talking about a person who pays $200 per dress shirt, but I just get them made for me. I'm not going to pay for a $200 dress shirt off the rack. So I think all that to say, yes, the cell phone credit is monthly, but I had to go in there to pay my cell phone bill anyways. The rest of the credits you don't have to deal with quarterly or twice a year, which I definitely think helped a lot. They're just easier to use. So from that standpoint, I do think you can get to $700. The problem is, if we bring our business platinum back up, the problem in my opinion is the benefits. And namely, I would say the lounges and Marriott and Hilton Gold status, and the fact that these are just not what they used to be anymore. Now, I don't do too much at Hilton, so, I have the gift card now, so I won't really touch on that too much. But Marriott Gold, for example, I can tell you a lot of, it's hit or miss sometimes. When I went to, New Orleans, for the credit card meetup last year, the main benefit I'm looking for is, early check-in is somewhat helpful. Late checkout is decent too, but sometimes they'll just let you in as well if they're not super busy, is the breakfast. And that hotel had it. It wasn't like a super fancy Marriott. But if you go to some of the mid-tier to nicer, like the Marquis, for example, then the breakfast is at platinum status in their lounge, right? You can't just get in for gold. As we're back in the day, gold used to get you more. So I don't really know what you're getting for gold anymore. Yes, the checkouts, there's the welcome gift, but sometimes it's just bottles of tiny water that, again, if you just ask nicely, they'll probably just give you them. Sky Club being the other one. Now, granted, we know it's getting capped, at, I think 6 visits a year. But, 6 is probably enough. But at the same time, it used to be unlimited. So it was unlimited. Now you're making it 6, but I'm still paying the same $700. Lounges are nice, but it's not a necessity. I've tested out travel without lounges, so you've seen my thoughts in another video about that. I don't count Priority Pass too much because you can get Priority Pass significantly cheaper. I do personally believe Centurion lounges it has to be in your direct airport or it's overrated. I tend to lean Sky Club because I fly Delta hubs and there are 4, in their major hubs, so you don't really run into overcrowding too much. But even Centurion, I think, is kind of overrated. You do see the lengthy lines that get in and things of that nature. So when I look at it here, yes, my overall thought was, yes, I can use these credits. They are usable. They don't drive me up the wall like the personal platinum did. So I was wrong about that. However, if I did use all these, to what end is what I came back with, right? Again, as we said it, not counting Priority Pass. Centurion, I think it's overrated. Sky Club, I do like, but I think it just, I don't know, maybe it's a principled argument of why are you capping it, and then the Marriott Gold and Hilton Gold, I think those two need to be bumped up a bit. But if I'm Marriott, I probably wouldn't do that because I sell the Brilliant card at $650, and that's the one I want you to get platinum. And if I'm Hilton, well, I sell the Aspire card, it has diamond, so I want you to do that. And even if they did bump them up, so many people have the platinum card. Well, I don't think the status, like, there would be substance with the status because, again, everyone has it. You can already argue that especially on the Hilton side, there's not a ton of substance left with the diamond status. So anyways, they did offer me a retention offer. I'll probably talk about this in a separate video. We did the whole rigmarole back and forth, which was different because when I canceled the business gold, they just automated it. Business platinum, they did talk to me for a good 7 minutes, would not shut up, but they only offered me $150, which was 15,000 membership reward points. It was an interesting thing of note, what I'll probably talk about in a separate video on retention offers. And see, the guy said, we'll offer 15,000 membership reward points, but, because you have to, for 5,000 in spend, so if you earn 1 cent, do it at the 1x, that's, 20,000 membership reward points. And from there on out, he kept saying, we'll offer you $200 to do it. He also kept saying it in $200, assuming that you can get that 1 cent redemption. But again, if you go through the travel portal, I've done it before, you'll get less than 1 cent. The best way to do it, again, is transfer partners, but I understand he's not going to do the math to figure out which partner you're going to do. But the $200 number seemed misleading. And for me, $150 really wasn't enough, because that last $5,000 you get into the opportunity cost of opportunity cost of using my Smartly card at 4% back, right? So $150 was not enough. I told him, hey, if you got 50,000 membership reward points, I'll do a lot of spend, because this was like tax time too. This was like in March or April. So I was like, yeah, I will do a lot of spend. That's no problem. I can do it today. Unfortunately, it's not a good thing, but I can do it. If you give me like 500, I would have kept it, but no, not for $150 off. Because again, as we said, the premise of the video is I like the business platinum more than I thought I did. It's just, I don't see why I'm going to go through the hassle of these credits, even though it is less of a hassle, when the benefits need to be buffed, in my opinion. You may entirely disagree with me, and that's fine, but let me know down below. But I'm trying not to make it so much I hate American Express. I was almost all wrong to a degree, because I thought I hated the business gold, hated the personal platinum. This one is the one. And last thing I'll say is, it's probably not the best time to have to choose keep or cancel, but I mean, you got to do it within 30 days or you're stuck with it, right? Because we believe that, they're going to, refresh the platinum to some degree, which probably means they'll make it more expensive, but, maybe it does get the buffed benefits. Probably just means more credit. So, if nothing else, you can always apply. There are no lifetime language offers that get floated around from time to time. So there you go. Business platinum officially done. I'm happy to be done with American Express cards. If they do float no lifetime language offers, then of course I will still pick them up for the dollar amount's sake, but, we got 200,000 membership reward points for it, cashed them out decently. I think it's fine. So for me, it's not a terrible card. If you wanted a platinum card, I think that's the one to get for sure. It's just, I don't believe the value of $700 is anywhere near supported. Of course, sound off down below. Let me know why I'm wrong, this, that, and the other. But anyways, guys, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel, as we're posting content just like this every single week. Of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that wasn't credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on ProfitableContent.com. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.